Hey, this is Dara, and I thought I would take just a couple minutes of your time to explain a little bit more about why it is that I wanted to create this website. A lot of times people are surprised to find out that I myself am not transgender, because then they wonder, why is it that I have so much of an investment of my time and my energy into what I do? And I decided it comes down to three things: my past, my passion, and my purpose. When it comes to my past, I would say that I've had my own gender confusion for a very long time. And the reason of that was because I didn't realize when I was a kid that I was gay. I remember very far back knowing that I had certain thoughts and certain feelings, but I didn't understand what was going on with them. And so the reason I say I had gender confusion is because when I look back on it, I can see how my masculine and feminine energy was all in a tizzy. In fact, I have a picture to kind of prove it to you. So here's a shot of me when I was probably 10 or 11, and I am surrounded by my Michael J. Fox collection of pictures. And so one thing that really struck me about it, about probably a year or two ago, I was looking at this. I never understood why I had such a huge thing for Michael J. Fox, but now I understand. I wanted to be Michael J. Fox. So basically, the masculine energy that I was portraying, I could not figure out my sexual orientation. So therefore it came out as the look that I had, and I got made fun for it, and people teased me for it and said that I was a tomboy. And instead of being able to own it and say, yes, this is all true, it was very unsettling and embarrassing. And I withdrew for many years because of that self-consciousness. And so it wasn't until I was 30 that I finally came out. And once I was able to do that, I noticed that over the period of years after that, my masculine and feminine energy was able to very much come into a balance with each other. And I'm in a place now where I'm very comfortable with where I'm at, which is pretty much gender fluid. And so even though this is different in a lot of ways from the experience that a lot of the clients I work with who are transgender go through, it still has enough similarities where I feel like we can work together in a certain way. Not to mention that I feel like explaining to people what gender is and how you can express it in different ways and how you can identify it in different ways, that comes from a place that's very personal to me that I want to teach others. So the next part I had said is my purpose. So I'm the kind of person where ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to know what my purpose was in life. And I would examine it through journaling and my astrology charts. And this was something I struggled with for a really long time. So I took little baby steps towards my purpose. One was when I went to graduate school to become a counselor. So eventually I became a counselor, and I got one step closer to what I was meant to do. And then a couple of years ago, I realized that working with transgender clients was becoming my area of expertise. I had a huge number of clients who were transgender. And so once I recognized that, that became another step towards knowing my purpose. And then last year is when I realized that I don't even have to be just a counselor for people who are transgender. I can be an advocate. And so that's where all of this desire for me to create a blog and create articles and create training resources came into play. So the last part is my passion. And I would say that really has stemmed from all of the people who I have worked with who are transgender over the last few years. And I'm talking about hundreds, if not thousands at this point, based on the connections I've made through social media and also in my office. And so basically, if you talk to a certain amount of people for a certain amount of time and you hear enough stories, and then you know that they're being oppressed and mistreated and misunderstood, you get really passionate about wanting to help. And so there is a huge part of that in me where that's why I want to make a change, a positive change in this world, so that this can be a better place for people who are transgender and for those who are in their lives. So that's why this website is in existence, and I hope that you enjoy looking around it.